Hello there lovely crafters, it's Terry from Veegstez Creates here with another video for Not Too Shabby. Thank you for stopping by today. Today's tutorial is my second using the stamp and die of the month for April 2023, which is the Happy Thoughts stamp and die set. And today I'll be showing you how I've made this mini slimline card using no line colouring, coloured pencils and pastel pencils. So pastel pencils are a new medium to me, but I have been having a blast playing with them, so I wanted to share those techniques with you. As you can see, I've also made a matching envelope for the card and used the same stamps actually, although you wouldn't tell because they look completely different. So let's dive into the tutorial, shall we? Okay, so I have created my little scene by using my stamping platform. So I stamped this stamp twice next to each other so that there's no real gap onto this piece of heavyweight paper. This is a new paper that I'm trying out. It's 170 GSM and it's recycled. And if you're a regular to my channel, you'll know that I am usually an alcohol marker colorist. That's my sort of go-to, and then I use coloured pencils to add depth and dimension and highlights and things like that. But I've recently got into colouring purely with coloured pencils, and from what I've read, it's nice to colour with coloured pencils onto a bit of a textured surface. So because this is recycled paper, I think it's made from 50% recycled coffee cups. It's got a nice bit of texture to it. So these are my new toy, the Castle Arts 120 set. I do have the complete 120 set of the Polychromos, the Faber-Castell, and I really like them. But I bought these because they were on offer and I wanted to try something different. And they're absolutely gorgeous. They've got a brilliant range of colours. So I'm going to be choosing some colours. So obviously I really want this to have sort of a wild meadow kind of vibe. So I'm thinking purples, turquoisey greens and yellow. So I'm going to pick out my pencils and then do a little bit of colouring on camera but sped up, and then I'll finish the rest of the colouring off camera. So now the piece has been completed. The coloured pencils I used for the blooms and the butterflies, and then the pastel pencils for a nice simple background of a cloudy but blue sky with a hint of pinkish purple, and then a little bit of grass. So now I need to spray this with a fixative. You can either use a fixative or hairspray, a very inexpensive hairspray. The more inexpensive the better, I've been told, in order to help the pastels and also the coloured pencils to adhere to the paper and not to smudge. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'm going to trim the card down and turn it into a card. So I will be back in a moment with the completed card for you. Okay, so here we go, the completed card. I added a little bit of sparkle as well, using my favourite sparkly medium, the Sakura Jelly Roll pen, the one with the little stars there. I really like it because it works on any medium, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. So we've got some sparkle on the wings and some of the blooms. I hope you enjoyed watching how the pastels sort of came together. I'm quite new to using pastels, and I must admit it's so much fun. I am really enjoying it. It just enables you to give a really subtle effect like this, or a really vibrant effect depending on the colours you use. And it's a mini slimline card, so it is 3.5 by 6.25 inches. The dimensions for mini slimlines do vary, and I don't have any mini slimline envelopes in stock, so I decided to make my own because I do have a envelope making device. I have the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, and it's actually really easy to use once you know how. If you do have something like that, obviously there's different ones, different companies do that, just dig it out and have a play, because it's perfect for when you've made unusual sized cards. I mean, mini slimline and slimline are more popular these days, but if you don't want to go out and buy a pack of specific envelopes, then you can just make your own. So I just made this from the same paper that I used to colour the scene. It's 170 GSM, so it's a sort of thick paper, which is nice for a nice quality envelope. So of course I decided to decorate it, and look how different it looks, which shows you like the versatility of stamps like this that can be used to create a pattern and just enjoy the outlines, or stamped and then do some no line colouring with them like I've done on the actual card. So I've had a blast making this. Hopefully it's given you some tips around no line colouring and around using a set like this where you've got really small images, and maybe inspired you to dig out your envelope making device if you have one, gathering dust somewhere. If you have bought this Stamp and Die of the Month kit, don't forget to check out all the other videos from the rest of the design team, because we all have such different ideas. I've got the card that I made with the first video here, so you can see completely different colours, completely different style of card, different size card. So if you haven't seen the video for that, then if you're watching on the Not Too Shabby channel, then this will be in the playlist for the stamp and die of the month for April 2023, so you can watch the video to see how I made that. If you're watching it on my channel, then it will be linked in the description box. And talking about the design team and community, don't forget to join the Not Too Shabby Facebook group for lots more inspiration, and so you can share your own makes, because it's not just the design team makes that are inspiring. Obviously it's really inspiring to see all of the participants in the group's makes as well, so if you haven't joined that, then make sure you do. And obviously I'll leave the details to that in the description box, and also to the Not Too Shabby store as well. And this is actually my last video for Not Too Shabby. I've really enjoyed being on the team, so if you have been watching me on the Not Too Shabby channel and you've enjoyed my videos and my whoopsies and my work, then it would be lovely to have you pop over to my own channel and join me there along with the rest of my little crafty community. Any questions that you have about this, anything that's unclear, or any little comments that you want to leave me, then feel free and I will get back to you, and I will see you soon with some more crafty goodness. Bye for now.